A deadline in this sector for voluntary presentation at the experimental center is 6 o'clock.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It's another episode of Straight from the Streets with your man Shelton J, with my man Brandon Whiting, with my man Vincent Booker. We got another roundtable heavy hitters for y'all again tonight. We gonna do what we do, and we gonna don't what we don't. We gonna will what we will, and we gonna want what we want. Can you dig it? How y'all brothers doing tonight?
Oh man, great man, fantastic, brother.
That's what I'm
Already, if I wasn't doing good, I just got hyped because how your introduction is, bro.
I'm crunk, baby. I'm crunk. Like I told you, I promise I'm not drunk. I promise you, I'm just crunk.
Yeah, like the youngsters say, lit. We lit.
Lit. It's another day.
It's up, huh?
It's another day, man. Hey, I'd rather be turned up than turned sideways.
Yeah.
And turned down. Can you dig it? Say
right on.
I appreciate you guys, your time and your energy and everything that you put into helping me with these shows and everything. I really appreciate that, and I can't say that enough. Mr. Brandon Whiting, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know what you do and what you're about. And Mr. Booker, I have you follow with that, and then we can get into this thing. Can you dig it?
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm Brandon Whiting. I do motivational speaking, especially to the youth. That's mostly my target audience. But I speak about different things, especially also I go volunteer in the prisons. That's where I got a lot of my knowledge at, got my feet wet, so to speak. So I speak on those experiences and try to help with preventative, before you get to alternative schools. And, I speak in colleges about the power of education that changed my life. And, and people who get ready to re-enter society from my experiences, being out and tasting this freedom. So, I'm trying to cover all grounds. And writing a book as well, and we got some music coming as well. Me and my brother Vincent Booker. So
absolutely,
yeah, that's pretty much me.
Absolutely, Mr. Booker. Lace the people up to what you do, my brother.
Well, yes, most definitely. I'm Vincent Booker, and I'm off into motivational speaking as well. My motto is each one teach one.
Yes,
sir. For all the sacrifices and for all the brothers and sisters along the way, that have helped me to get me to the point to where I am. I try to give back in any form or any fashion, with not just lip service. I actually out here and trying to help in any situation I can. And today really was a good day for me as well, man. I think I got a green light to do some juvenile counseling, man, so some mentoring with some juveniles, and like Brandon said, we got music coming. Me and Mr. Brandon Whiting,
yes, sir,
as well, and just trying to stay focused. That's my main objective. Taking care of the family, the children. You starting with my own, and if we could potential one day to become, even greater and even better. Just striving, man, just trying to stay righteous. I live to be righteous.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's what I'm talking about. Well, y'all know me. I'm Shelton J, your local podcast radio host extraordinaire, licensed loan originator. Talk about people helping getting that credit right, empowerment, economic empowerment to be more specific. Can you dig it? So I'm all around. I do a lot of different things to those who just now tuning in, who just now jumping on or whatever. We all about doing something out here, not just about talking. And also, I got an economic conference planned for Crockett, Texas in 2017, May of 2017. I will have the exact date and location once I secure it, and I'm in the process of doing that right now. So anyone in that area that want to come and listen to some speakers speak and encourage and give you some valuable information that's going to change your economic situation, you want to have your face in a place. Stay tuned for details. Can you dig it?
Right.
Now,
exactly. Right on.
We talk about moving forward. I put the subject out today. What we're going to talk about is moving forward and progress and no excuses and not accepting not accepting any losses and moving forward. In the midst of, I guess, the turmoil and the climate that we're living in right now, nothing more is important now, more than ever, than moving forward and forward progress. And I wanted to discuss with this roundtable tonight, what does forward progress look like to you guys?
Well, I guess I'll start off first, man. Moving forward to me is, with the thing that's going on right now with the president and everything, man, and, everybody seems like they're in the uproar. The thing is, it's time for people to start taking responsibility for their own, man. At the end of the day, all the cries, all the shots, yeah, we're going to complain. We're going to keep, if it's not right, we're going to say something. We're going to have those that's just going to complain. We got those that's going to be out here and actually putting in work. And for those that's actually out here putting in work, keep putting in work.
Yes.
Those that want to keep complaining, keep complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they being heard, whether people feel like something being done about it or not, the complaints being heard. But you'll get more out of it when you start putting in the work. Like I say, moving forward to me is like, speaking from a black perspective, is that, it's time for us, like I said, the cries and the things that we're hearing, it's a direct reflection of what we're not doing for ourselves. Because if we were doing it for ourselves, we wouldn't even have those complaints, And that's my direction going forward, spending my money with black people, you know what I mean? Because we're in a time where, it's not all about color, it's not all about race. But with what's going on, dealing with our president and whatnot, it's a scary time, but we still have to be diligent. We still have to keep doing what we need to do, from as an individual, as a group, as an organization, and as a people. And if you're not a part of our organization, you have to organize. You have to organize, man. And that would be something I would want to start out with, moving forward in that direction. Taking responsibility and being accountable.
Yeah. That really that explains a lot of it as well, because once you point a finger at someone, you got three pointing right back at you. So it has to be self-accountability, and who's going to take care of you better than you?
Right.
Mr. Whiting?
Right. Man, kind of like what Brother Vincent, he was hitting on some stuff like, how you say, put in that work.
Yes, sir.
I think that even the climate don't even have to be like this, whether it's, however you feel about the president or other stuff that's going on. I think that every human being should find their talent and tap into it, and that should bring about a desire to get motivated.
Right. Right.
And like you were saying, just being a human, because that's how you were designed to keep growing and reaching your fullest potential and expressing these talents. And if you kind of focus more on that instead of just a bunch of issues, issues gonna always be here, bro.
Right.
They're never gonna go all the way completely. And we don't want to downplay it and say it's not important. But a lot of times, if we take the time to reflect and focus on ourselves, and not, so we won't get stuck on one situation or one hot topic, because stuff. And then this too shall pass.
Yes, sir.
As the scriptures say, this too shall pass. It's just right now. Everything is just up in arms. So it's a very hot time, so to speak. It's a time that's got everybody nervous, and for some reasons, rightfully so, you should be concerned about things that's going on. So sometimes it takes stuff like this to push us in the direction to do something. So that's how I kind of feel about the situation.
You guys, you basically kind of summed up some of my thoughts that I've been thinking in reference to it, because as you say, it's a hot topic, and it's a very touchy time right now. Okay. It's very, very touchy, and it's very emotional, and it's very, combustible. Okay, it's very combustible, and it's like anything that you say or do can spark a fire of emotion one way or the other. And one thing I've seen in recent weeks or so is that when you have those that are upset and angry, they're upset and angry at you for not being upset and angry, as if you're not interested or not knowledgeable of what's going on and what's happening out here. But if you, I found in my life is that the more emotional you are, the less critical thinking you can do. Right. So I choose to just calm down and look at it from all sides, from a critical thinking angle rather than an emotional angle. And again, you have people out here, their job is to be emotional. Be emotional. As you say, everyone has a lane to ride in. You have thinkers, you have doers, you have talkers, you have everybody that has a lane, but they all come together for a goal and for a common good. So the issue and the subject at hand that I keep coming up with is that moving forward. And if something as people consider catastrophic brings people together, allows them to think more and network more and really depend on one another more, then it's all worth it in the end, even though it didn't look good, right? What they say, everything that look good is not going to be good, but everything, even though it look bad, it can work out for good, right? You know, honestly, if you look at gumbo don't really look that tasty. I mean, you got all them different stuff up under there, man. Depending on who cooking the gumbo, I'm like, that don't look good. But when it comes together, and you got you a great a great little souffle of deliciousness going on, can you dig it?
Right.
So I think everything has a purpose. Even for those that complain, there's a purpose. Even for those that are emotional, there's a purpose. Even for those that even down other people for having certain opinions, it's all for a purpose. Because if no one challenged your thinking, then I guess you think you're the smartest person in the room. So I'm all about people challenging thinking and having debates. But what I'm not about is denigrating and putting another person down because their views don't align with yours. That's all a part of the forward thinking, all a part of the forward progress. We can never move forward if we steady hating on the progress that we ain't even made yet.
Right. True. That's what usually happens, man. People usually,
yes, sir,
their emotions become so aroused that they usually start getting away from the issue and attacking the actual character of the person. And that's when everything even goes downhill from there.
It becomes haywire.
My brother told me the other day, and I liked it. I kind of agreed with it. He said, even most people that even go to a debate, most of them go to a debate with, I'm just trying to prove my point. Mm-hmm. I'm not going with an open mind and saying, maybe I'm going to be able to grow from what somebody else is here. So, even with the politics or politicians, you say,
yes, sir, what
they usually do, they even get away from issues and start attacking each other. So just imagine, these supposed to be highly intelligent men. So, and they can't even speak to the issue. So just imagine just a regular common person just trying to argue, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So, that's saying something. So, that's what I'll say on that.
Unity.
Yeah, and I would say to that, pretty much what we all been saying. Like, what I do, man, is like all the flaws and the weaknesses that I have in my life, I'm trying to change them.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not depending on nobody to do that. That's up for Akira, for Vincent to change that. And I think if as individuals, if we start worrying about ourselves, like look at the skeletons in our closet. You got to clean out your own house sometimes. A lot of messages we give, man, they sobering messages. Sometimes I be speaking to myself, and that's what keeps me going. And like I would just say to anybody, focus on you, focus on your family. You know when it's not right. If it's not right, fix it. Try to fix it. Try to do everything you can to fix it. And as you continue to do that, you will appreciate and you can respect the next man for trying to do the same thing.
Yes.
Because a lot of stuff what we're seeing right now, like we were talking about dealing with, with the government and everything. People they have a right to their opinions. They have a right for question. But like my thing is, because I'm not satisfied with it, like my mind is on migrating. Because the earth is spacious. And I think it's something that a lot of people might have to start considering because this is happening around the world, man. People are being forced from their countries and their homes, and they don't want to. but they're being forced to. But that might come a time, man, where that, that's an option for us, because, we don't have no connection with no countries like that. We don't have anybody that actually just